What is good, guys and everybody else? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to House of Kate, your boy Vinland. We're back with another Necrit video. This time I will be reacting to the Breath of Creation. I wanted to do Twilight of the... was it? Twilight of the Gods first, but that's a 40-something minute video, and right now I am not sure how long this quietness will last in the place that I'm at, so I decided to do this shorter video just to be safe, and then maybe I will do Twilight of the Gods maybe tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, I'm guessing this one is not like directly related to you know, Shuriman or any actual like, you know, place, any specific story. This is just about Aurelion, yeah, that's the dragon looking dude who apparently created stars and, you know, planets and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just get into this without further ado. I hope you enjoy this reaction. If you do, please leave a like, sub to the channel, and leave a comment down below telling me what your thoughts were on this episode, on this video. And if you have not checked out the original, I will leave a link in the description below so you guys can check that out and support the original creator. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Let's go.
Hello everyone and welcome.
What is
Today,
good?
a lot of gaps in the lore will be filled and a lot of mysteries will be revealed.
Alright.
Because today we will talk about Aurelion Sol.
Aurelion Sol. Yeah.
Whenever a comet appears, it is said that new empires rise, old civilizations fall, and even that the stars themselves may tumble from the sky.
Okay.
These theories are not that far away from the truth. What they don't know is that the comet actually hides a powerful being. Aurelion Sol was already ancient by the time the first planets were being formed. He was born with the first breath of creation. At the time, the space was nothing but a black emptiness. And because there wasn't really much to do, Aurelion started spreading twinkling lights around to fill out the darkness.
My G was just bored.
The celestial dragon is an exotic creature.
And how many celestial
Aurelion
dragons
very
are
rarely
there?
met an equal being. But as more forms of life emerged to fill the universe, he noticed that small creatures started living on the planets orbiting his stars. Soon they looked up and wondered what is the purpose of his stars. Aurelion was flattered. This was the first time he had an audience that was interested in his work. He wanted a deeper connection
that's
with
kinda
the
cute.
races he deemed worthy, and so he decided to reveal himself.
Alright.
Of course, the powerful and ambitious species he had chosen were the Targonians. A storm of stars
Those are the same
started
guys who
twisting and warping in the night sky. Soon
ended
it
up
was
imprisoning
obvious
him, right?
that the stars themselves were part of the body of a celestial dragon. Amazed by his illuminant powers, the Targonians named the dragon Aurelion Sol.
Oh, okay.
As a token of respect,
They're the ones who named them.
they gave Aurelion a crown of star gems, which he proudly decided to wear in their honor. In time,
Fuck that.
Aurelion became bored and wandered back into the empty space. However, the further he traveled from Targon, the more he felt as if something was moving him and directing him elsewhere. He could hear voices shouting and commanding across galaxies.
Fucked up.
It seemed as if the gift he received was no gift at all. Outraged, he tried to break the bond by force, only to discover that for each attack against his new masters, one of his stars vanished forever.
Yeah, that's
This
fucked up.
powerful
How
magic
did they
turned
make
Aurelion into a Targonian
this crown?
ruler. He was forced
I think
to
somebody
win their
explained it. I have to
wars,
go back to that
battle
comment.
against ancient beasts, and even fight other cosmic entities that
That's
he
fucked
had
up.
known since the dawn of time.
That's fucked
For
up.
millennia, he helped the Targonians to forge a powerful empire.
I hope they
Not
get
only
what's
was
coming
all
to
of
them, what they
this just
deserve.
a waste of his powers, But because of the lack of maintenance, his past glories slowly vanished from the celestial realm. Aurelion vowed to never again ignite a fresh star. Then,
Really? So that's it? No more stars?
awakening in the bond. The voices from his crown started clashing and arguing. Some of the voices went silent entirely. An unknown catastrophe he could not fathom had thrown off the balance of those who bound him. They were scattered and distracted. Hope crept into Aurelion's heart. Driven by the thought of
Finally,
freedom,
bro, it's been a minute.
Aurelion arrived back
Being in
on the
captivity
world
sucks.
where it all began.
Being forced to do
Runeterra.
shit.
As always, he traveled in a form of a comet, illuminating the world beneath him.
That's pretty cool,
He
actually.
arrived at the
That
desert
it travels
of Shurima.
in the form of a
He
coin.
felt familiar magic in the air as he flew over a massive half-constructed sun disk. The cruel masters thought that by constructing the sun disk, they were doing a holy work. Seeing a comet in the sky only boosted their egos.
Okay.
Aurelion knew that the sun disk would be used to channel the powers of the sun into their chosen ones, turning them into demigods. He also knew that trying to control powers beyond the mortal's grasp usually backfires, and so he led them to seal their own fate. Aurelion
Yeah, like I already
continued his
tried,
fight.
being
The
nice to you
deserts
motherfuckers.
faded into brown hills, lightly covered with grass. He noticed bodies of both the dead and the dying scattered around. These lands were in war, and one side was losing badly. He saw stag skulls resting on pikes, next to few warriors still on their feet.
Damn.
They were surrounded by soldiers riding great shaggy beasts. The surrounded warriors saw the comet, and power started surging through their veins once more.
Alright.
The wounded rose up and picked up their axes.
Was that
and
just
bows
cause
to
of
fight
motivation
again. Aurelion
from seeing
didn't
the
bother to hang around to see the outcome.
comet,
As
or
always, the survivors will scratch the comet onto their cave walls, and in 1,000 years, they will use it on their banners while marching into similar battles.
or was that like
He
actual
wondered
power
why
from
they never
Aurelion?
learned, even after capturing the long history of their species. As Aurelion flies forward, he sees all the inhabitants of this world looking up, all doing the same things, pointing, kneeling, sacrificing virgins upon stone altars.
Yo, sacrificing
They all
virgins,
look up
fam?
and see a comet and never ask what lies beneath the blazing light. Instead, they stamp it everywhere as their own symbol of good omen. What caught Aurelion's attention was that some more advanced inhabitants wrote down his coordinates for scientific reasons instead of using him as a prophecy. As he got closer to his destination, the sky cleared. The sun above him was one of his first creations.
Oh,
It reminded him the feeling of a fresh star being forged between his fingers.
but he did
But it also
pledge.
reminded him the betrayal of this world.
Yeah.
Finally, he arrived at the place it all began, Mount Targon. The aspects drew him here to seal another breach. Then he saw her, a warrior standing alone at the mountain's peak, fully armored in golden plates,
Damn,
long
she
hair
looks
covering her
cool.
back, with a spear in her hand. She called herself Pantheon, the fury of Targon incarnate. She grabbed onto an invisible chain and dragged Aurelion closer. She started yelling at Aurelion, her voice booming inside his head, transmitted through the star gem crown.
He's still
Dragon,
wearing it.
she said confidently. Seal their gate, she said as she pointed her spear in the direction of a violet rift. Aurelion could smell the purple poison from another world even before he arrived. So instead, he fixed his eyes on Pantheon. She expected Aurelion to fall in line like a dog on a
Nah,
leash.
fuck all that.
But that day was different.
Dragon.
Aurelion answered.
Are you sure commanding me with such a low name is wise?
Pantheon took a step back,
Yeah.
as if that tiny distance could protect her. Seal their gate, she said again, louder than before, her voice slightly quivering.
You should be
Pointed
afraid,
her
bro.
spear toward Aurelion, as if that tiny weapon could do any harm. This was the first time Aurelion had ever seen an aspect of Targon shaken. She was not used to having to tell him twice.
I will deal with those chittering horrors in due time, dear Pantheon.
Do as you are commanded, dragon, Pantheon shouted.
Pantheon,
For
you
this
better
world is lost.
This
tread
world
lightly.
was lost at the moment Targon surrendered itself to arrogance.
Tell him.
Pantheon stood still, confused as she struggled to grab hold of the celestial reins. Only now did she realize what was going on. Targon was distracted, and Aurelion was slipping away from his bonds. Pantheon shouted again, but this time Aurelion couldn't resist.
Oh,
His will was once again not his own.
that
He
sucks.
turned his attention toward the breach. He saw the Voidborn creeping into their world. The rift was pulsing with unseen energy, corrupting the very essence of this reality.
Damn.
The creatures of the void were drawn to him. They seeked to devour Aurelion, the greatest of their threats. From the reaches of his mind, Aurelion conjured an image of solar furnace which once ignited the hearts of stars. He released beams of pure sunfire, incinerating wave after wave of those unending monsters, driving them back into their own realm.
Is there anyone more powerful
Felt
than
a connection
Aurelion?
in the air. Something was on the other side of the rift. Something
Aurelion?
hungry, indomitable, and with its own will. Unlike all the mindless voidborn abominations. Whatever it was laughing. Pantheon shouted another command, but Aurelion ignored her. He has seen similar anomalies scattered across the universe, but this one was different. Only few beings could create something so complex, let alone tear apart the fabric of existence. He shuddered at the thought of what kind of entity was able to do something like this.
So he's actually
He
scared.
didn't need Pantheon's orders to know what to do. Aurelion enjoyed the next step, partly because he knew that they will remember it, partly because it felt good to let some of his old power loose, but mostly because he wished to remind whatever was controlling the void that nobody laughs at him in his plane of existence. The
Just so
base
you know,
element
is basically
in the
what he was
atmosphere rallied to Aurelion's will. At his command, it detonated and created a dwarf replica of one of his
Oh.
stars. It was quickly joined by two more similar stars. The night sky was now lit up by three lights spinning around Aurelion.
Yo.
As the stars spun around, they absorbed more matter and shined even brighter. Soon, trees splintered, rivers evaporated, and mountains' walls crumbled into smoking avalanches. The tireless laborers erecting the sun disk, the soldiers taking the hills, the stargazers, the worshippers, the terrified,
Everyone.
Doomsday's prophets, the hopeless, the rising kings, all those who beheld the streaking comet with selfish eyes, witnessed the supernova as an early dawn.
What fictions will they conjure to explain this phenomenon?
Bro.
Aurelion thought.
When I am done here, nothing remains. Not even this incarnation of Pantheon.
Damn.
Then he has released the carnage he has created. After the job was done, all that was left were mountains melting into molten rivers
Bro.
flowing down the valley. This was the scar he had left upon this world. But for what he has done, he was about to pay. The ground surged a damning pain through Aurelion's body.
Damn.
He looked up and witnessed the last breath of a dying star. Some mortals wondered why would this pain Aurelion so much, but what they didn't realize was that the stars themselves were part of Aurelion's essence.
Oh.
Aurelion's heart cried in despair as the star shone brightly for the last time. Within seconds, Targon gained control over Aurelion again, but he had learned from their mistakes. A bit of him was free now, and in time, he will return to this world and he will cut off the rest of his bond. He tuned into the essence of war and listened. It wasn't happy about losing its mortal avatar on this world, but a new host had already been chosen, a warrior from the Rakor. Aurelion sensed that the rest of the Pantheon's kin scattered across the cosmos. In that moment, all of their attention was focused on this world, where one of their aspects was vaporized by their own weapon. Aurelion launched himself up, away from the gravity of Runeterra. He sensed an emotion he had never felt from Targon before: fear. And that is where Aurelion's story arguably ends.
Damn.
If you ask me, this was one of the best stories
I hope there is
yet.
more. It was a great story.
A lot of information about this world and touched on some interesting topics. But if you have a question about what happened here, don't worry, because I am about to make a second video explaining everything connected to Aurelion.
Oh, okay.
If you liked this video, feel free to rate it. If you want, you can leave your feedback down in the comment section. And don't forget to come back soon, as there is a lot more lore to talk about.
Alright.
Thank you all so much for being here and watching this video.
Nah,
As
thank
always,
you, bro.
Thank you, come again.
For the information. Yo, this dude's information is always great. I always enjoy watching his videos. I do, cause like, first of all, it gives you a lot of good information, and it's just done well. It's just is what it is, you know. So it's always a good watch. But yeah, he's right. This was a great story. This is fucking amazing. I feel for Aurelion actually, fam. Like, that's fucked up what they did to him. You know, that's really fucked up. He was just out there, you know, doing his thing. He saw these people and he was like, yeah, let me just pop by, say what's up, you know. They seem like chill people. Next thing he knows is being, you know, forced to do shit, fight like beings that he's known since like the beginning or something like that, right? That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. I hope these guys get what they deserve. Honestly speaking, I hope Aurelion pops up again at some point and just clobbers all of them, because they're doing some fucked up shit to him, fam. Like, come on. So that doesn't mean that, you know, that there's two versions of him now. The one that is still being controlled, and the one that has escaped, I guess. Right? Is that the case? That's what I'm thinking anyways. But yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. I really do hope he comes back. I don't know if the story will like continue and stuff like that. I really don't know, but I hope it does. Because it seems like an incomplete story in my opinion anyways, you know, because like we need a satisfying ending. These dudes need to get it, fam. Sorry. I just feel like they really need to get it. But this was great, honestly speaking. This dude is stupid powerful, fam. And like I was asking, are there other creatures that are stronger than him? Other beings that are stronger than him? I know that there are some beings, at least from what I gathered, who are on par with him. I don't know which being is the strongest, like in existence. So curious. But yeah, anyways, like I said, I don't know when this place is gonna start. Well, it's about to start getting noisy, so that's what I'm gonna say for this video. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, please leave a like, sub to the channel, and leave a comment down below telling me what your thoughts were on this episode. And yeah, later.